Today is the 15th of August 2022 from the Ivorian capital city Abidjan. This is Business Diary on Liberia Public Radio. Coming up in this edition, we will be discussing a very interesting topic, the establishment of schools and universities in modern society. Is this really the organization, are they really offering quality education or it just for some profit making? We're going to go live to our studio guest this evening, but we're just going to take a commercial break and we'll be right back. Please stay tuned. Thank you very much and for joining us and welcome to this program, Business Diary. With much ado, I will quickly go over to Brother Michael Fasimori, who is an educator. He will basically be introducing himself, and we are going to dive into some discussion that regards education. Welcome to this program on the Liberia Public Radio online broadcast. Welcome, sir.
You're welcome to Brother Ben. Thank you for having me.
Hmm. So, who is Brother Michael? Brief introduction, please.
Okay. So my name is Mr. Michael Fashimore. I'm a Nigerian by birth. I'm a
Mm,
Christian. I'm a specialist in school management,
mm,
administration, instructional supervision, and
mm.
expect 16 years of uninterrupted practice.
Wow.
Currently, I am the coordinator of the College of Education from Nigeria, the
Okay.
Abia University,
Mm.
and also the University of Science, Commerce, and Business Administration from Benin Republic. All
Wow.
distance learning programs in Nigeria, in Abidjan.
Mm. Okay, that's fine. So, we are discussing the topic why people intend to establish schools and universities in modern day society. Are they really offering quality education or is it just for profit making?
Okay,
Yeah.
so I want to, now the schools are almost everywhere.
Mm,
There are so many aims, for setting up a school. Of
mm-hmm.
course, we cannot rule the out that sometimes some people that don't really know much about education just wake up one day and set up schools. Although we have some that have, they have sincere intentions. They have sincere intentions to add value to lives, to add value to lives, to make sure that, students receive quality education. So they are in both ways. There are some that for just the profit making, they set up schools, but you find that those kind of schools, they cannot really offer quality education. The standard is so low. While we have those that are professionals in the field, professionals in the field, are those that went through institutes of education and they know the technical know-how of how schools are supposed to be set, and also they offer quality education even to their students. And at the end of the day, they have value. They add value to the lives of people. So they are in two different ways. Hello, hello.
Are you hearing me?
Yes, I'm hearing you.
Yes. Someone would love to know why there are many learning institutions, be it primary, secondary, and universities. Why do you think so?
Okay, of course. There are many learning institutions, primary schools, secondary schools and also universities.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Firstly, don't let us forget that education is an essential service.
Mm-hmm.
It is the best legacy we can bequeath to our children.
Wow.
So when you talk about primary education, mostly it's a kind of basic education. Primary
Mm.
education, yes. So everybody needs primary education, basic education, which can
Mm-hmm.
be described as the foundational education level, which is
Mm-hmm.
the most fundamental education provided to humans. It is a
Okay.
level, yes, it is a level of education upon which all subsequent educational development is built. So primary
Mm.
education is very important.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody needs primary education. And
Mm.
when you talk about the secondary education also, secondary schools, we find that the point of secondary schools or its educational aim
Mm-hmm.
is to complete provision of basic education, thereby
Mm.
completing the delivery of basic skills and to lay the foundations of for lifelong learning. Then we
Mm-hmm.
can not also rule out the importance of tertiary education. So,
Great.
of course, this refers to all formal post-secondary education,
Mm-hmm.
including public and private universities, colleges, technical training institutes, and
Mm-hmm.
vocational schools. So tertiary education is instrumental in fostering growth,
Mm-hmm.
reducing poverty, and
Mm.
boosting prosperity. So we can now
Wow.
see that there are so many educational institutions because of the role each
Mm.
sector, be it primary, secondary, and higher
Mm.
institutions in the lives of humans. And of course, we cannot rule out the profit aspect of it.
Great. Okay. Let us join Pastor Kofi, who is one of the panelists for the Liberia Public Radio. Pastor
Okay.
Kofi, welcome to this program, Business Diary.
Thank you, my brother.
You are most welcome. We are discussing educational related matters this evening. I hope you will be able to make an impact, although you are a pastor, but you will also be able to make an impact.
Okay, thank you, my brother.
Mm.
As you know,
Oh,
it is God who gives the wisdom.
yeah, sure. Mm.
So, uh, uh, you are ready for anything that comes on, and you are
Great.
waiting for the wisdom of God to give us
Mm-hmm.
an interpretation and impartation. So,
Great.
thank you.
That's
So
fine.
happy for you. Uh,
Great. Welcome to this program. Brother Michael,
Thank you,
we'll
my
come
brother.
right back to you after this brief commercial break. Please
All
stay
right.
tuned. Welcome back to your most informative and educated program. Brother Michael,
Yeah.
how can someone determine the quality of education that a school or a university can offer?
All right. Thank you very much for that question.
Mm.
Uh, yeah, Normally, the quality of education that schools offer can be
Mm-hmm.
determined by the ability of the schools to
Okay.
provide value for the money being
Mm.
paid as school fees at a
Mm-hmm.
reasonable cost.
Okay.
So then through the school's provision of quality relevant content, which
Mm-hmm.
is aimed at developing a balanced set of children that will later
Okay.
become economically productive, develop sustainable livelihoods,
Mm-hmm.
contribute to peaceful and democratic societies, and
Okay.
enhance individual well-being. So
Mm.
schools should be able to coordinate also its
Mm.
operations at the minimal level of acceptable quality. So in
Okay.
summary, what I'm trying to say is that one can determine the quality of education that the schools offer, you know,
Mm-hmm.
by providing value educational services, you
Mm-hmm.
know, for the money that has been paid as school fees and also at a reasonable cost.
Yeah. When you talk about value, because that is a very important word, what are you trying to drive at?
Okay, so you know that every educational institution is
Mm-hmm.
supposed to have a standard,
Okay.
by which that educational institution is being run. So
Mm-hmm.
when I'm talking about value, it has to do with the quality of the educational services that is
Great.
being rendered by the school, which has to
Mm-hmm.
do also with the quality of the teachers. The
Mm-hmm.
quality of the teachers, it has to do with, the standard of its school itself. And they
Great.
must be able to provide these quality services at a minimal cost.
Okay. So that means every institution should be able to provide or present a qualified teacher.
Very good. You see?
Great.
So yes, that's what I'm saying. So, but if
Okay.
you want me, I can also, explain more about that.
Great.
So
Yeah, you have the time, sir. Yeah.
okay, so every institution is supposed, to provide quality teachers,
Mm-hmm.
but unfortunately, that is not the case. That is
Okay.
not the
But
case.
why do
So,
you think so?
okay, why I think so is that not all proprietors of schools
Mm-hmm.
are education oriented.
Great.
Some, some of them did not go to institutes of education, you
Okay.
know. So it has to do with the objective of setting up the school. If it is
Wow.
in, to improve the quality of lives, to provide value in education, then
Mm-hmm.
those proprietors need to go to an institute of education for them to know
Great.
how they can be able
Mm-hmm.
to provide quality services, most especially at the level of the school. So, but we
Okay.
find that most of the schools proprietors do not really go to institutes of education, so they lack the
Mm-hmm.
technical know-how for them to be
Mm.
able to provide value services,
Mm-hmm.
in the sector of
Okay.
education.
But do you think these institutions, learning institutions, were like giving certificate or document from national government to
Yes,
operate?
yes, of course.
So
You
do
know,
you find some level of compromise?
yes, of course. Yes.
Okay.
Definitely there is a level of compromise
Mm-hmm.
because you find that in as much as you have one person,
Mm-hmm.
has that has gone undergone maybe a teacher training college before,
Okay.
you can easily present that person's certificate for your
Mm-hmm.
school to be registered.
Okay.
So in actual terms, it is not the proprietor of the school that
Mm-hmm.
actually went through the Institute of Education, but just somebody that they
Mm-hmm.
use so that they can be
Yeah.
able to obtain the certificate. So
Wow.
in that way, you find that there is a level of compromise at that level.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Let us try and bring in Pastor Kofi Wasiako. Pastor Kofi, are you there?
I'm here, my brother.
Yes. Do you have any contribution in terms of the discussion that we are trying to go through this evening?
Can you go back to the question?
I'm asking because I wanted to find out if we have qualified people or institutions, learning institutions that have been able to provide quality people in terms of teaching. And he said, to some level, there are some compromise in terms of national government to provide certificate or documents that will allow schools, be it primary, secondary, and university to operate in any country. He said that there are some level of compromise from national government. What do you have to say about it?
Okay. Thank you, my brother.
Yeah,
My greetings to everyone on board.
thank you.
I do I do agree with my brother who is speaking.
Mhm. Great.
So I don't know him. But the thing is, in some level, there is a compromise.
Mm, great.
When you are talking
So
about
you
education,
agree
is
with Brother Michael, Pastor Mori.
yes, yes,
Okay.
uh, about 120%.
Mm-hmm.
So some level, this time, you see, on this platform, I've said it
Yeah.
before.
Mm-hmm.
On our time, I am a little old man. Nobody knows me, but yes, but you know me.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
you know me physically.
Yeah, sure.
In our time in education, when we are talking about education, what I am now, I can do. There was one prime minister in my country, Ghanaian,
Okay.
called Dr. Buzia, K.A. Buzia. He said something, and I want to quote: "It is better to know something about everything than to know everything about something." I don't know if you get me right. He said it is better to know something about everything, but than to know everything about something. You can get me. You can ask me something about that.
Yeah.
So
Can you give or just a brief meaning of what you are trying to say
yeah,
or the
it is
implication?
like you are there
Yeah.
as my administrator.
Mm.
You know an administration. You know repairing of computer.
Mm-hmm.
You know preaching. You know driving. You know
Yeah.
that one is better. You reach
Great.
somewhere and any job you can do it.
Mm.
Than for me to know that I am a specialist about bicycle.
Mm.
And if I reach somewhere there is no bicycle,
Hmm.
that means I cannot do anything.
You know,
So it is better for me
that
to
means you
know
are limited just to a
some.
particular or single thing.
Yeah, that's right. So it is
Yeah.
better for me to know something about everything.
Mm.
Everything. I know something little about it. At
Mm.
least I can get moving.
Great.
So on this platform, I've been saying when we were going to school, when
Yeah.
we were
Mm.
the lectures were teaching us about life,
Mm.
but this time it is about book.
Yeah.
So
Mm.
like me, for instance, my professional in the school, I didn't do it. Now
Wow.
I can do anything.
Mm.
Those days, when you fill on the paper, you can be, excuse me, you can be a farmer, you can be a fitter,
Yeah.
mechanic.
Mm.
They were teaching us about life.
Wow.
Can you imagine that in these days you have somebody who is a university,
Mm.
I would say graduate,
Yeah.
for example, a lady who doesn't know how to prepare even hot water,
Yeah.
but we were prepared. We were being preparing for life.
Yeah.
So this time, when you fail a subject, your life is ended.
Mm-hmm.
But our time
Yeah.
is not. It's not like that.
Wow.
There's something that you don't know. I want to say about this. I'm a farmer.
Mm-hmm.
I am a farmer.
Yeah.
Maybe you don't know. I think you know
Wow.
me.
It's the thing that you're
I'm a
trying to tell
farmer.
me. For me, I know you to be a pastor.
Yeah, I'm a pastor.
Mm-hmm.
I've been a military man. I've been all this, but still I
Wow.
farm.
Great. Mm-hmm.
So when you are talking about education, it's not only on paper
Yeah.
and pen.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
As I'm telling you, I don't know. I don't know you much. I don't know when you one day you say, Pastor, I want to visit you in your country, and I send you to farm. You'll be saying that these bushes are gutting me and all these things.
Yeah.
So when we are talking about education, we are
Mm-hmm.
preparing the people for everything. Teach them
Mm.
the totality, a wholesome of life.
Wow.
Like when you fail here, you go here.
Yeah. Mm.
When you are not here, you will be there.
Mm.
But this time, when you are talking about the paper, when you are talking about
Mm-hmm.
education,
Mm.
the only thing that comes into mind is we are talking about paper. You
Yeah.
write, you fail, life is ended.
Mm. So,
That is
so,
not
Pastor Kofi, you are trying to say that the values have been wept away.
totally. That is true.
Okay.
That is
So,
true. It
so
is
basically,
limited.
please, Pastor, let me try and bring in Brother Michael, who is our special guest. Brother Michael,
Okay.
do you agree with Pastor Kofi?
Yes, I totally
Okay.
agree with him.
To what extent, 100% level, or what
Yes,
do you
yes,
think?
yes, 100%. Because
Okay.
you know, the values that are being passed now, they need to. We have to have a kind of value reorientation. You know,
Okay.
yes, you need to reorientate the way people look at education
Mm-hmm.
now. just now he said, education has to do with, that to be 100%, that is a kind of education that changes the totality of lives
Yeah,
of,
sure.
of
Mm-hmm.
people. Yeah. So, and for us to achieve that, there has to be what we call value change. We
Mm.
need, make extra effort to reorientate the way people behave. The way
Great.
people. Yeah, we need to try and, as much as possible, to
Mm-hmm.
orientate them so that they can change and
Mm.
accept more moral ways
Mm.
of doing things.
Okay. So, should I ask you if people in the educational sector are doing more to bring back these values that Pastor Kofi is talking about, or they are trying to do less? What do you think?
Yes, I would, because I myself am also involved in the
Mm-hmm.
educational
Education.
sector. Yes, so as, so
Mm.
as far as I'm concerned, yes,
Yeah.
the real educators. At the beginning of my speech today,
Mm-hmm.
I made a demarcation of people that are just interested in making profit from
Yeah,
the
sure.
street,
Yeah, profit making.
and those that are educators that went to institutes of education. So
Mm-hmm.
those that are educators that went to institute of education are trying their
Mm-hmm.
best. They are trying their best to make sure that this value reorientation takes place in the lives of our children, because they
Mm-hmm.
are the leaders of tomorrow.
Yeah. So, Pastor Kofi, let me just go back to Pastor Kofi quickly. Pastor Kofi, are you there?
Yes, I'm there, my brother.
Okay. So, our special guest, he just stated that people in the educational sector are not doing more, including himself, because he's an educator. So, what is your view on that? Please, can you on your camera so we can see you, please?
Okay, I think you see me now.
Yeah, Visual, I'm seeing you. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, the question again, please.
I'm asking, or I'm trying to say,
Mhm.
our special guest stated that people in the educational sector, they are responsible or they are not doing well to teach value. So, as you said directly, what is your observation about that?
Yeah, you know, the special guest, I don't know him, and I think he's my brother, not a friend.
Okay, great.
I'll like thank God that he's an educational place.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I do agree 100% with him.
Great.
The things that they are supposed to do is they have to teach the practicalities of life. That is education.
Okay. Mm,
Practicalities, what they are supposed, not only the paper, for
mm-hmm.
them. We know in our country we say, too poor and forget.
Great.
I know we are all there. You are Liberian.
Mm,
We the
mm-hmm. Sure.
African countries in English
Yeah,
say
we
too
are all
poor
brothers and
and
sisters.
yes. And
Mm,
my people,
great.
you will say Baba. When you say Baba, everybody understands. You are going to write an exams. You have studied for 10 years or 5 years, 3 years,
Mm,
2 years. You don't need any more to study. You choose what is it is only in your mind. You pour
mm,
on the paper and
yeah.
you forget. So when it comes to practicalities, we have many engineers in Africa that when you ask them, they are engineers
Mm,
in the office, but
wow.
on the
Practically,
field,
they are zero.
they are zero practically.
Mm.
So we have to advance and as an educationalist.
So, Pastor
They are
Kofi, learning
yes, my
institutions
brother,
are not doing justice to our students or our future
on the field.
leaders.
Yes, yes,
Okay, Brother
that's
Michael,
it.
Yeah, from the
are
brother.
you there? Do you
Yeah,
agree with Pastor Kofi?
that's. Do I agree? Please, can I have the question again?
Pastor Kofi was saying that educational institutions, they are not doing justice because you can go to the classroom, you will get whatever you need on paper, but the practical aspect is lacking. So, what do you have to say about that?
Yes, it's true. It's true.
Mm,
So everything. in educational line, we have the theoretical aspect. We also have
Mm-hmm.
the practical aspect.
Yeah, practical. Yeah,
Yes, the theoretical aspect and the practical aspect are supposed to go together.
together. Yeah.
Yes, but we find out that what happens nowadays is that our students are just being filled, they are just being stuffed with the
Hmm.
theoretical aspect, which
Yeah.
is more of abstract things. They are
Mm.
not practical things. You see,
Mm.
I will agree with Pastor Kofi that our learning institutions, even though they are
Mm.
trying to do justice to the future leaders, but they need
To
to
what
do more.
extent? To what
Yes,
extent?
I would just say like maybe
50,
50%.
75, or lower
Yes,
than 40%?
yes, 50%. 50%.
Okay.
I want you
Okay.
to know that. I want you to know that, these are the learning institutions.
Mm.
They are trying, but they need to up their game. They need to
Great.
up their game. How can they do
Okay.
that? To embrace technology. They need
Okay.
to embrace technology. Future leaders need to be intimately familiar, with
Mm-hmm.
technology and
Great.
advanced analytics. So,
Okay.
in other words, universities must help students learn
Mm.
how to use, apply new technologies,
Mm-hmm.
creating spaces where students are exposed to applications and
Mm-hmm.
practical use,
Great.
taking them way beyond the traditional knowledge, you know, about technologies. So,
Mm.
my own view, I want the educational institutions to embrace more of technology and
Great.
teach our children, practical things,
Mm-hmm.
more than theoretical things.
So, Brother Michael, do you agree? Because you said 50%
Yes.
of learning institutions are trying to do justice, but 50% they are not doing justice to students. So can you like tell us on the platform that learning institutions are fully responsible for the failure or not, like trying to model these students, our future leaders, 50%? Are what you trying to say?
No. Now, what I'm trying to say is that
Mm,
it's true the learning institutions are responsible 50%,
yeah, great.
for molding, trying to do justice to future leaders. But it
Yeah,
is not only them, you
okay.
know. They are not the only ones. It has to be a collective responsibility,
Yeah,
you
sure.
know.
Mhm. The
Yes,
part of the university or learning institution is out of the students themselves.
yes, exactly.
Great.
So, and also the parents also. The parents
Yeah,
also
parents, yeah, they have a
yes,
greater responsibility or
yes,
role to
have
play.
greater responsibility to play. Yes, so
Yeah.
everybody has to work hand in hand to make sure that these children come out well
Mm-hmm.
and become the future leaders that we are expecting them to become. So
Okay.
it is not only the learning institutions that will bear the responsibility. Everybody is involved.
Yeah, everyone is responsible.
Yes, exactly.
Great. Can we go to Pastor Kofi quickly? Pastor Kofi, are you there?
Yes, my brother, I'm here.
Yes, Bishop, what do you have to say?
No, what I have to say, one, I don't understand the reason why Africa is dying of hunger. That
Wow.
we don't have food, we don't have, but all the natural resources has been given to us.
We have everything. Yeah.
We have everything.
Mm-hmm.
We learn it at a school.
Yeah.
I think you learn it too. Look at. I have been in the front of war in the Congo,
Mm-hmm. Great.
Sierra Leone, Liberia, and
Wow.
all these things.
Yeah.
But when you talk about what is going on,
Mm.
why is it that we are importing food?
Mm.
Food. I'm talking about common food that we eat
Yeah, yeah, common food. Yeah,
from
sure.
outside. I've been in Israel before, and these people are the people who are filling part of the sea
Mm-hmm.
for the plantation.
Yeah.
And we have all these things. And
Mm.
I've been saying that there is no food like a knowing food. You
Mm.
know, when I'm talking about FOOL.
Mm-hmm.
We know everything. Our leaders are traveling. Even me,
Mm.
who is at the bottom, I am traveling. Why are we not putting what we are seeing there into practicality?
Mm-hmm.
We go there, we come and we talk.
Mm.
And the teachers are teaching the children and on the paper.
Yeah.
Why don't we
Mm.
like like let me give you an example of an agriculture.
Yeah.
We just mark the children or the students who are doing all well on the paper,
Mm.
and not those who are planting. We see them doing some practicalities of what they are supposed to do.
Great.
So we are doing more bad than good, and it is part of the teachers that I am saying
So
that, as you
you're
said,
trying
my
to hold
brother
our
Matthew said.
teachers responsible. Hello?
Parts about
Yep.
80% responsible.
Okay, 80%, but not to 100%.
Oh my.
Hello? We take a commercial break and we'll be right back. Our special guest, Brother Mike here, Pastor Kofi stated that our teachers, they should be held responsible 80%. What do you have to say?
Okay,
Sorry,
so
okay.
like I said earlier, that I might not agree with that opinion.
Okay.
My reasons are not perfect.
Okay.
You know that even before the child goes to school, before the child goes to school, the child must have learned some moral values,
Okay.
you know, from the parents before the child goes to school. And then, and every now and then, the child, when he goes to school or she goes to school, she comes back home to the parents and to receive, you know, more education. So those kind of education, they are called non-formal education. So the kind of education that we receive in school is formal education.
Okay.
So I am of the opinion that the two work together. The two work together. You know, you cannot educate someone. You cannot educate someone and you remove the moral education from the child.
Right.
Yes, if you remove the moral education from the child, you find that you are not educating that individual. In fact, indirectly, you are educating the devil, because if there are no moral values, if the moral values are not emphasized on, then the child grows up and becomes another thing. You see, and that is why I believe that the parents also are also responsible. They are equally responsible, you know, for making these children to become future leaders that we so desire of them to become. Now, the blame should not be put on the educational institutions alone. You see, the blame
that's a shared responsibility.
Exactly.
Great.
That's shared responsibility between the home and also and also the school. That is my
Pastor Kofi, are you there?
Yes, I'm there, my brother.
Yeah. So do you agree with Brother Michael, an educator, who is saying there should be a shared responsibility?
Yeah.
Because if you didn't teach your child what to do at home, you cannot hold any learning institutions responsible like 100%. What do you have to say? That should be 50-50.
I do agree with him, but it's not 50. It's not 50-50. It will be about 60-40.
50-40. So who takes 60 and the rest of the person taking 40?
The security teachers takes 60 and the parents 40. The reason is
learning institution to take 60.
Yes.
Now let's look at the reality. How many hours your child or children can spend in school?
Yeah, I was thinking about 8 hours or something like that.
Okay, so Brother Michael,
but the reason why I'm saying that,
but Pastor Kofi, before you come in, Brother Michael, let's look at the actual time in terms of children in school. What is the normal hour? Or what are the
Normally,
normal hours?
yes, normally it is expected that every child is supposed
Yeah.
to be in school before 8 a.m. in the morning,
Okay. Mm.
or let's say even 7 a.m. So,
Okay.
and even when they get to school, we have
Mm.
curricular activities, we have non-curricular activities. If the
Great.
child arrives in school by 7 a.m. in the morning,
Mm.
it is expected that the child goes for what we call a kind of assembly.
Yeah.
Assembly, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
where the students meet and then maybe they pray and then they instruct them on what to do before they go.
Okay.
So let's say from 7 a.m.
Mm.
7 a.m. to 3 p.m. at most,
Great.
they are in school.
So Pastor
So
Kofi is saying that you as an educator or learning institutions, you'll be able to take 60% of responsibility trying to mold the minds of children. What do you have to say?
no, it doesn't go that way. It doesn't go that
Mm-hmm.
way. There has to
So
be
what
a
is your percentage as an
yes,
educator?
yes. Now let me explain some things here. You
Yeah.
see, there has to be a synergy. There has to be a synergy
Mm-hmm.
between the home and the school. In fact,
Great.
there has to be a kind of symbiotic relationship that exists between the home and the school. I'll give
Mm-hmm.
you an example. I used to be a
So
teacher.
learning institutions, have they been able to establish what you are talking about?
Yes,
The
you see,
relationship? To
yes.
what extent?
It depends on the understanding of the parents also.
Great.
It depends on the understanding of the parents. There are some parents that feel that maybe, it's the learning institution that's supposed to take all the responsibilities. You
Mm-hmm.
see, it is only very few parents that know that no, these responsibilities are supposed to be shared between
Mm.
the learning institutions and the parents at home. And when it comes to an understanding of this
Mm.
shared responsibility between the home and the school, we find that
Okay.
these children will come out better instead
Mm.
of making it, maybe or giving a percentage that is not realistic. you
Mm-hmm.
know the two of them need to work together and make sure that they are able to train these children to become future
Mm-hmm.
leaders that we so desire. That is my own submission.
Great. That's fine. Pastor Kofi, one of our panelists from Abidjan, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Yes. So what is your
My
contribution before going
yes,
to
my,
the next question?
my reason for saying that is my brother, I don't know if you
Mm.
agree with me. Any parents sending a child to the school,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
the first idea is I cannot train that child. So I am giving it to the school
Okay.
for training the child for me.
Great.
You see? So that's the first thing. So when the
Mm.
child is failing, when he's doing everything, it depends on
Mm.
you. It
Wow.
doesn't matter the hours. The hours
Mm-hmm.
matters. But when you are talking about which is in our days, we were very stubborn.
Mm.
But no matter how stubborn we were,
Mm-hmm.
when we are messing up
Mm-hmm.
at home,
Yeah.
the parents can say, we are going to tell your teachers. So the first responsibility of the teacher is to know that
Mm.
the parent cannot train the child. That's why
Mm.
he's there.
Great.
One of my siblings failed at
Mm-hmm.
school when my father came to the school and he said, ah, why is he failing? And
Wow.
the teacher started narrating all this stuff,
Mm.
his intelligent answers and all these things.
Mm-hmm.
And my father said, you, this teacher, you are not good.
Wow.
Why is it that I brought my child to you for all these
So
years?
your
But
father
still,
accused the school or teacher?
the teacher,
Mm-hmm.
why is he still failing? Because I cannot train him. That's why I bring him to you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I pay
And now
you
you
for
are
your
telling me
service.
that my brother, thank you. Now you are
Mm-hmm.
telling me that he is failing. So what was your work? What did you
Mm.
do to that child? So part of it, greater part of it,
Mm.
is for the
Mm.
teachers. And then when we were at the school, when the child is failing and you are training and the child is being
Mm.
stubborn that he doesn't want to be untrained,
Mm.
that is where you send a report to the home
Yeah.
and the father also come in.
Mm.
It is true that it's a collective responsibility,
Mm-hmm.
but the teacher has a great responsibility here.
Responsibility. Okay, great. Brother Michael,
Yes, brother Ben.
are schools really willing to employ rather qualified teachers?
Now, I
Mm-hmm.
can. I cannot say yes or no because I had already made a distinction
Okay.
between between the school managers that went to institutes of education and those
Mm-hmm.
that are involved in just making profits, that are interested in
Great.
making profit.
Mm-hmm.
So one can say, that in those days, I mean, in the
Mm-hmm.
era of colonial masters and the early post-colonial era,
Yeah.
schools were indeed established for profit
Mm-hmm.
making. They were
Yeah.
established for profit making. But I'm
Mm.
afraid that now very few schools are
Hmm.
still being established to provide quality education. And how do we know those kind of schools? Is
Mm-hmm.
that they offer quality education at a minimal cost. At a minimal
Yeah.
cost. So
Mm.
everything has to do with the leadership of the school.
Okay.
Everything has to do with the objective of the school. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so we
Mm.
can say yes, it has to do with the mission of the school. It has to
Mm-hmm.
do with the objectives of the school. It has to
Mm-hmm.
do with the leadership. How qualified are the leadership
Mm-hmm.
of the school. So
Mm.
some of them that really have this knowledge of education are willing,
Mm.
to employ. They are willing to
Yeah.
employ quality teachers. I want you to know
Great.
there's a slogan in our own in our days when I was in the teacher training college. That
Great.
slogan is it says no educational system
Mm.
can rise above the level of its teachers.
Wow.
I repeat, no educational system can rise
Mm.
above the level of its teachers, nor can a
Mm-hmm.
nation rise above the quality of our educational system. It is
Mm.
what you put inside these teachers, it is the training
Mm.
that teachers receive that they equally impart into the lives of the
Mm.
children. You see?
Great.
So employing quality teachers is
Mm.
very paramount, it's expedient for
Mm-hmm.
schools to employ quality teachers. But how many of them see this
Mm.
need? How many of them see this importance that it is
Mm.
when you employ quality teachers that can bring about this value reorientation that we are talking about? If you employ
Mm-hmm.
somebody that does not know his left from his right,
Mm.
yeah, how does the person be able to impart knowledge even
Mm.
in the lives of these children that we are talking about? You see,
Wow.
so that is the paramount thing. If you set up a
Mm.
school, look for qualified teachers,
Mm.
certificated teachers, for
Yeah.
you to be able,
Recruitment.
yes, for you to be
Mm-hmm.
able to achieve your aims and the
Yeah.
mission of the school, the vision of
Mm-hmm.
the school, and also the
Mm-hmm.
objective of the school.
Mm. Okay. Let me just come to you quickly because we are gradually trying to round up. Now, does government normally follow up on schools regarding their annual performance or performances?
Of course, but the government normally follows up on schools regarding the annual performances, but it
Mm.
is more rampant in public schools.
Mm-hmm.
in, yes, in government schools, you know, and government does not really follow up on private schools. Even if they follow up, it is very
Why
minimal.
you think they don't follow up? Because you have been, your institution have been certified by national government. So why does
Yes.
government normally don't follow up?
So how do government follow up? They follow up
Mm.
by sending inspectors of education to
Yeah.
school,
Mm-hmm.
okay, to inspect, what the school is doing,
Yeah.
how the children are faring. But we find
Mm-hmm.
out that these inspectors of education, they are very few. They
Wow.
are very so there is lack of manpower
Mm.
in that capacity. Yes, there is lack of man.
Mm.
How many primary schools or
Mm.
secondary schools the government be able to send these inspectors of education to? So
Mm.
what they normally do is that
Mm.
they send these inspectors of education to their own public schools, and
Mm.
there is minimal
And
supervision.
forget about the private schools.
Yes, there is minimal supervision, of the private schools. You see,
Okay.
so that is from
So do you find some level of foul play in that aspect?
yes, of course. So
Okay.
government
To what
needs
extent?
to,
100%, 50, 75%? What do
in
you think?
fact, let me say for private schools, I'll say
Mm.
like in fact 80%.
80%. Okay. Let
Yes.
me just bring in Pastor Kofi quickly. One our Cote d'Ivoire analyst. Pastor Kofi, have you been able to follow on Brother Michael's presentation?
Okay. I'm sorry.
Mm.
I get only the last point. I'm
Okay,
having another interview too, and somebody was
okay,
calling,
okay.
so
Please
I didn't
on
get.
your
Oh,
camera if that possible,
okay,
so I can repeat the
okay,
question.
it's
Now, I
possible.
was
It's
asking,
possible.
does government normally follow up on schools regarding their annual performance? So, Brother Michael said, and I quote, government focuses most often on private, not private, or public institution or schools, but
Yeah.
government not doing justice. To some extent, it's just like 80% for private institutions. What do you have to say? Brother Michael, is that correct?
Yes, yes, that's what I said.
Great. Hmm. So what is your observation?
Thank you, my brother.
Hmm.
Thank you for asking me a question on educationist that I'm not educationist,
Hmm.
and I also give my observation. I
Yeah,
think
sure. Hmm.
what my brother is saying is,
Hmm.
I'm talking in Africa,
Hmm.
especially in Ghana.
Yeah.
Uh, he's saying something that is very very rare.
Hmm.
Like
So
when you
you
come to Ghana for
experience that in Ghana.
yes,
Okay.
when you come to Ghana, we have something you call free education,
Great.
and it is only for the public schools
Great.
and the private schools. We are not doing much about them,
Mm-hmm.
and we know for now that when you are talking about the intelligent and the bright students,
Mm.
many of them are coming from the private schools.
Great. Okay.
Why is it that we are not collaborating with all these people so that
Hmm.
we can build the nation and the world?
Mm-hmm.
But this one, it is selective. When you are in the public school, you are part.
Mm. Great.
But when you are not there, like you are not, so
Hmm.
it is making the private schools expensive, and people who are not having money doesn't want to attend.
Wow.
So it is only those who have money
Mm.
that send their worst to
Mm.
that private school.
Right.
So I think what my brother is saying,
Mm.
I do agree 100%. Instead of
Right.
the president or the leaders of the countries giving some percentage of support,
Mm-hmm.
even if not 100%, to the private education, so that we are building the nation together. We give
Yeah.
only to those
Mm.
people who are at the public sector, and the private sector,
Mm-hmm.
they don't know what to do. So
Mm.
they charge very expensive, and if you are not there, you cannot go.
Mm.
That only that also is deprive the students, the intelligent ones who wants to be at the school, but not
Mm.
having the chance
Wow.
of money. And so I do agree with him. It's
Mm.
100%. So we the parents and as my brother and educationists,
Mm.
we have to speak more about that so that
Yeah.
uh, Africa can be an Africa.
Mm. Okay. Brother Michael,
Yes, Brother Ben.
let us look at your challenge or challenges and also progress as an educator during these years as a career person. Can you tell us your challenges and success as an educator since you came or since you started as a career person as an educator? Can you tell us?
All right. So, well, I will start with my challenge.
Mm-hmm.
So far, I think my greatest challenge in my career as an educator
Mm.
in trying to reorientate people on
Mm-hmm.
adopting the right type of moral values. I come
Mm-hmm.
across so many people out of trust because I've been able to build a reputation for myself in
Mm.
this career. So many
Great.
people out of trust, they entrust their children to me.
Mm.
So my greatest challenge, as an educator, has
Mm.
been trying to mold people's life, reorientate people on
Mm-hmm.
adopting the right type of moral values, which
Okay.
by the grace of God, God has been helping me,
Mm.
on that. So continue to pray that, because
Mm-hmm.
teachers, teachers are like, they are like, God sent,
Mm-hmm.
they're like God sent, and they have ways in which they minister unto
Mm-hmm.
children, so that when
Mm.
we find out that maybe these children, they have kind of negative values, we need to try
Mm-hmm.
and reorientate them so that the negative values become
Mm-hmm.
positive even at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
So, and my greatest success also,
Mm.
as an educator, is that this is my 13th year,
Mm.
in this business, and I've been able to train young students,
Mm.
obtain their first degree certificates,
Wow.
to obtain their College of Education certificates in
Mm-hmm.
different disciplines, and
Mm.
see them blossoming even in my presence in their
Great.
respective areas.
Mm-hmm.
I am satisfied, and I need to still continue to do more, so that I
Yeah.
know that by doing more, we can
Mm-hmm.
be able to reorientate these students, and then they become responsible leaders for tomorrow.
Mm. Great. Wow. Pastor Kofi, any
All right.
observation?
Yeah. Uh, First, I want to thank you
Mm.
as a.
Can you adjust your camera a bit? Great.
You see
Great.
now.
That's fine. Mm. Yeah, it's okay.
Uh,
Mm.
First, I thank you. I am. I'm not all that intelligent. So no,
Yeah.
when I talk about this thing, you know me.
Mm.
I'm not
Yeah.
all that intelligent, but I thank
Great.
God for you for this Liberia broadcast. I, that's why I'm saying not
Yeah.
all. I cannot remember.
Probably
But
radio, but it's for
thank you,
African, even the global community. Yeah.
thank you. I thank
Mm.
God for that. This one.
Great. Mm.
And I pray God that you people will continue what you are doing, because
Great.
it's not only you.
Thanks.
We,
Thank you very
all
much.
of us, are
Mm.
connecting some people that will be
Mm-hmm.
listening to us, so
Yeah.
that with this your office of
Please, we are not seeing your
oh,
face. Can you show your face
that's my faith,
a bit? Okay, great. Mm. Yeah.
so that uh, African will be African through
Mm-hmm.
this medium.
Great.
I am praying for that. All this
Thank
while,
you very much.
I don't know if there is money that you are not giving us, but I think there is nothing. You people are
Mm.
working for the prosperity of Africa.
Great. Thank you very much for your
So I
observation.
thank you, and I pray God that this will continue, because there are many things that people are not talking about,
Mm.
and we are talking about now.
Okay. So what are some of the things, Pastor Kofi, you think that people don't want to talk about or they are not talking about? Can you name a few,
One,
or you have the reserved for the moment?
I can have the reserve for a moment, but I want to talk about two or three.
Okay, great.
For about 3 or 4 times now that we are
Mm.
talking about total education,
Yeah.
we are talking about education, and it is
Mm-hmm.
partially.
Yeah.
We were talking about how you understand love, unity, and
Mm-hmm.
all these things. And we are not
Yeah.
talking about, we are not going to details. We are not going into details about life.
Mm.
And thank God, this your station, we are talking about. We are taking details and also the practicalities of what we are about to do.
Great.
So my last observation is, when
So,
we are
Pastor Kofi,
teaching this,
do you propose another edition of Business Diary comes Monday, next Monday, which will be the 22nd? Will you be
my
willing to
brother,
appear the continuation of the discussion?
that is why I've been telling you. Nobody knows me, but
Okay.
you know me.
Yeah, sure. I
How about
do.
you know me? Yeah.
Mm.
So I am ready for anything. This one is very,
Great.
very important.
Great.
So I propose that one. I do agree.
Okay. That's fine.
So
It's
I
taking into consideration of about the management and staff of Laboratory Radio. I can
thank you.
guarantee you. Great.
I like that one, and it is my prayer that this radio will
Mm-hmm.
not be only limited to we those who are here,
Mm.
but everybody who is hearing and listening and watching will be
Great.
sharing and we all be knowing that we are not talking about Liberia only, but we are
Africa,
talking about
even the
Africa in
word.
general.
Yeah.
That is why me, I am here sharing my mind. And it is not
Thanks.
only about one part of life. It is not only about
Yeah.
education,
Mm-hmm.
chieftaincy,
Mm-hmm.
raising children, and all. It is
Yeah.
totality, wholesome of
Yeah.
life.
And by the way,
So
we
that,
have a new program called Talking Point. That is every Saturday from
yeah,
8
my
to
brother.
9 p.m., 1 hour program, besides Business Diary.
Yes, my
Yeah.
brother. And you
Mm.
know, as I've been saying that nobody knows me, but you know me.
Yeah.
If I, if only I am available,
Mm.
I don't have the knowledge, but I can share only my nonsense point that I have to share.
Thank you.
And I
Thank you
think
very much.
people will accept it.
Okay,
Uh,
great.
so thank God for you guys, and
Mm.
I'm praying God that you are not going to be dismayed or discouraged, but
No,
this radio station will be grown up to a
great.
level that not only in Africa but the whole world will know that
Mm.
sometimes it will come to the cultural aspect
Mm-hmm.
that African we have something, and
Sure.
we are going to rule
Mm.
as we are ordained.
Okay.
Thank you, my
Now,
brother.
just a last question to our special guest, Brother Michael.
Yes,
Yes.
Michael,
yes, Brother Ben.
I want to know, are students really willing to learn in modern day society? Because you have Facebook, you have Twitter, you have this, you have that.
Yeah.
Students, are they really putting in time to make sure that they become our future leaders that we are talking about? Do you
Oh,
think?
yes, yes. I would like to answer the question. You
Mm,
know, uh, firstly, because of the social media vices I just made mention of, we found
mm,
that students have now been distracted. You
mm-hmm.
know, during our own days when we were going to school, the social
Yeah.
media was not as rampant as
No,
it
not
is.
at all.
You
Mm-hmm.
see, so and apart from the social media, also we find that there is this syndrome of get
Mm-hmm.
quick syndrome.
Money making.
Yes, money making. So
Mm.
that has really distracted the attention of the students.
Wow.
There are so many apps, so many
Mm.
applications where they can easily log into and they make
Mm-hmm.
passes. And most of them now see education as a waste of time.
Mm.
They see it as a waste of time that, oh, how can I be wasting my time going to school when I can make quick
Yeah,
money?
and I have to make some money.
Yes, and there's also the
Mm.
issue of cyber criminality. Cyber
Yeah.
criminality, which it is a vice. Most of these our young students, our children are being lured, into these vices that make
Mm.
them not to be willing,
Hmm.
to learn the way they are supposed
Yeah.
to learn. There are so many
Mm-hmm.
distractions militating against the students of nowadays.
Wow.
We must not also forget, evil vices, like prostitution, drug
Mm.
addiction,
Mm-hmm.
early marriage, examination malpractice, single
Wow.
parenting, to
Mm-hmm.
mention just a few that have
Yeah.
all been responsible for students not being
Mm-hmm.
no longer interested in schooling in modern
Mm.
day society.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Pastor Kofi, are you still there?
Yes, I'm here, my brother.
Okay. Can we give you like 2 seconds to
Yeah,
contribute to what Brother Michael just stated?
yeah. Uh, it's not directly contribution, but I want to say,
Mm-hmm.
brother Michael, I like him.
Mm.
Uh,
thank you very
I
much.
like him for all this
Mm.
contribution that he's making. I
Mm.
am not in his shoes because I'm not an educationist,
Yeah.
and he is. But I like the way he's contributing,
Yeah.
and my way is we have to. Then the children doesn't know where they are going. They don't know
Mm.
where they are going.
That's
Sorry,
it. Mm.
but
So do you think they need some guardians, Pastor?
yeah, 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 of course,
Okay.
they know. Now that I'm talking to brother Michael,
Mm.
that he can guide me and I can guide him.
Yeah, sure.
Despite that, I don't know where I don't. I'm not an educationist. He's not a pastor, and he's
Yeah.
not all that my profession. But
Great.
God didn't create any Superman.
Mm.
We are dependent to each another.
Yes.
So whatever is going on, we have to take it and put it into practicality. But we need the teachers to put the children into more practicalities than the theory, and it is going to help not only in Ghana, not only in Liberia, but in Africa. Because I don't understand why we have all these natural resources, but we still import foods and all the necessary things, the basic necessary things in life. So as he's doing, he's also has that responsibility to advise his colleagues that we put more practicals than the theory. Because there are some children that you see them today that they don't know even how to sweep, they don't know how to cook and all these things, but they have teachers. They have to teach them a wholesome life. Thank you.
Brother Michael, special
Yes.
guest. Any
Yes.
closing word or final word to our audience out there before coming to
Okay.
Pastor Kofi,
Okay.
our
So
panelist?
yes. So I would want to use the opportunity first of all to appreciate Liberia Radio uh, for giving us this opportunity, at least to address the whole world. And I want to pray for Liberia Radio that God will continue to sustain the radio, and then God will enable you to achieve all your objectives positively in Jesus' name. So that's one. Then my own final words to all our viewers across the world is
Mhm.
that quality education, is the most powerful weapon. It's one
Mm.
of the most powerful weapons which
Yeah.
you can use to change the world.
Mm.
You know, and in this the UN, United Nations Sustainable
Hmm.
Development Goals,
Yeah.
education is the goal number 4 in
Wow.
that sustainable development goal. So, I didn't say education alone. Quality education now is an
Mm.
impetus, of is a life-changing impetus.
Mm.
It can change the attitude, the thinking, and
Mm.
lifestyle of a person. So,
Mm.
my own advice is that government should emphasize on professional training of lecturers, because it is
Mm.
only when lecturers are professionally trained that they
Mm.
can be able to mold lives, they can be able to reorientate the values that have been present in the lives of the children and change it
Mm.
for better. And when this is
Mm.
done, we can now offer ourselves an egalitarian society. Thank you very
Wow.
much.
Okay. Pastor Kofi, your final
Yes, sir.
words, please.
Okay. I want to. But by the way, where's Brother
Mm.
Michael?
He's still on.
I'm around.
Brother Michael,
Yes,
where are you?
Pastor.
Where are you? Are you in Liberia, Nigeria,
He's in
or
Abidjan. He's a member of IFC Church.
Brother Michael?
Yes, Pastor Kofi.
Uh, we have to see ourselves on Sunday. I
Okay,
like all
no.
this your submission and all this thing. I pray God that God will give us the grace.
Mm.
Amen.
I
Amen.
think maybe you know me, but I don't know you. So Sunday we are going to meet. But my final word I want to say is just in a sentence: education has no end.
Mm.
Teachers can learn, students can learn, children can learn. So we have to know that it is education that is moving the world today. And the most foolish man is who does the person who doesn't want to learn and relearn. So we are all learning. Everybody has come together to the table that
Mm. Mm.
we are learning to move the world and Africa forward, and the world will be peaceful. Thank you, my brother.
Mm.
By the way, brother Michael, maybe you know me, I don't know you, but my brother, you are the one who is going to connect us together on Sunday. Uh,
Thank you very much. That does it on this edition of Business Diary. We have been interacting with an educator, Brother Michael, Fasimori, and that of our panelist from Abidjan, Pastor Kofi Boasiako. Thank you very much. Business Diary returns next Monday. We want to
Thank
say
you.
many thanks to all our viewers in and around this globe. We hope to see you hopefully next Monday. Until then, for and on behalf of the management and staff of Ilabio Public Radio, we say thank you very much for being a part of this very interesting program. We see you and we see you. Thank you and goodbye from the Ivorian capital city, Abidjan. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.